Rebecca Shrum, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm here to do a library book haul. So I think that I have decided that I'm going to be doing at least a library book haul twice a month, because I do check out a lot from the library and I want you guys to see what I've been checking out, because a lot of times, like, I read library books and you guys don't know, like, I have a whole bunch checked out, and I think that people are interested in seeing what I have checked out from the library. It's like book shopping, except it's for free. So I have a stack here that is a pretty hefty stack, probably about 12 books that I currently have checked out. I think what I'm going to end up doing is that whatever I've included in one checkout, like if I still have it checked out by the time I do the next checkout video, I won't include it. It'll just be whatever new materials I currently have checked out. So we're going to call this currently checked out library haul number 1. The first book that I have checked out is Guts by Raina Telgemeier. This is her newest graphic novel that focuses on a girl that is struggling with anxiety, and I believe that it is autobiographical. So I'm guessing that Raina does deal with anxiety of her own, and this is great because this is a children's / middle grade graphic novel, and it'll be a great insight to mental health. The next book that I have checked out is A Season of Angels by Debbie Maycomber. I wanted a Christmas type of book, and this is the first book in, I think, her extensive angel series, and it focuses on 3 angels: surely, goodness, and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I had to add it. And these 3 angels are focused on helping 3 characters, but before the 3 characters can get their wishes, their prayers answered, they have to go through some challenges. One wants to help her 9-year-old son because she's struggling because he's struggling for a new father. One by the name of Monica has pretty much given up on finding the right man, but wants a husband and house of her own. And the last character wants a child. So I like Debbie Maycomber's writing. I have read a couple of her books, and I think that this is going to be a fun and interesting and great holiday read. The next one is The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. This is his newest novel, and it is about this school that boys get sent to, and when they get sent to this school, the people at the school are abusive. They sexually abuse, physically abuse, and this is all based during the Jim Crow South in the early 1960s, and the main character is Elwood Curtis, who looks up to Martin Luther King as kind of like an idol, and he doesn't have his parents around, but his grandmother tries to keep him in a straight and narrow. But when he makes a mistake, they send him to this school, and it's supposed to be, like I said, it's supposed to be like a reform school, but it's not. It's under the guise of something much worse, and I've already started this one, but I hope to make more progress on it soon because it sounds really great. The next one that I have is Brenda Jackson's Love in Catalina Cove. This focuses on Vashti, who used to live in Catalina Cove but had a teen pregnancy that went wrong, and then she ended up not being able to have kids. So she returns to Catalina Cove when she inherits a B&B from her aunt, and she of course meets this guy who's the sheriff. You know, he pulls her over for speeding. They have a rocky start, but then I think the sheriff and his daughter kind of help her, you know, get back acclimated and help her through some of the things that she's been going through. I have not read a Brenda Jackson book before, so I was like, I really want to try something, and the Catalina Cove series looked really good, and this book is actually kind of a chunker. It's almost 500 pages, so I don't know when I'm going to get to this one, but hopefully soon. The next book I have here is a children's book, and it is Amal Unbound by Aisha Saeed, and this is about a young girl who wants to be a teacher, but she offends the more prominent family in her Pakistani village, and as punishment she has to leave her family and go work for them, and apparently they do some really cruel things. So she tries to band together with the other servants to try to challenge them, because no one's ever challenged them before. And I got this one solely because when I was looking around, I was like, oh gosh, the cover is beautiful. So this was a cover checkout, honestly, but the story sounds amazing too, and it's a children's book, so this definitely won't take long to read. The next book that I have is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, and I think that this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but that's the impression I got when I read the description of the book. And it's about this guy named Ren who has a curse put on him, and he starts to destroy everything, kind of like the Beast and Beauty and the Beast. And he has to get the assistance of a girl named Harper to help him break the curse. And but there's more to the story. I really don't know much about this one, but that's okay, because I wanted to go into it blind, because I've heard a lot of people say that it's really good, and I want the opportunity to enjoy it, but I don't really want to know much about it, if that makes sense. After that, I got a copy of Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I don't even need to say anything about this. Everybody knows what this book is about. This was a hot pick at my library, so I didn't have to wait on the holds list very long for it. I went into the library and it was available, so I checked it out. I know it's dark. I know there's a lot of trigger warnings for this one. I know that this is an adult novel, but I think that in the next week or so, this will be one that I will pick up to go ahead and start, because, yeah, I think it's going to be phenomenal. So I keep hearing good things about it. Some people don't like it, but overall I keep hearing good things. The next book I have is another children's / middle grade, and it is Other Words for Home by Jasmine Morga. This is a book that is told in verse, and it is about a young girl's experience leaving Syria and immigrating to the United States, and learning that her perception of the United States is not what she thought it was, and that it's a little bit more twisted than what she thought. And I think that this is an important book, especially for what's going on now in Syria with immigration here in the States. So I will be excited to pick this one up as well. I'm excited to pick all of them up, but I know that this one is going to be a short read, because it is told in verse and it is a children's book. The next book that I have is The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Don't know much about this one. I am strictly going into this one blind, because I keep hearing, and I haven't watched anybody's reviews, but every time someone kind of like mentioned it, they're like, And I've read Ta-Nehisi Coates before. I haven't read his nonfiction book, We Were 8 Years, but I did read Between the World and Me, and I enjoyed that. But I know that this is a different beast of its own. So this is his first step into fiction. So we'll see what happens when I read this one, which I need to read this one soon, because it'll be due back in like 3 weeks. So I think I have like 2.5 weeks left to read this. The next book that I have here is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis, and I checked this out because I really enjoyed her book Heroine, and I think that this one deals with sexual assault and what do you do when you have the power to kind of avenge someone when something goes wrong. Like, do you do it? You take advantage of that. I just know that a lot of people do enjoy this book. I enjoyed Heroine so much. I really loved her writing, so I think that I'm going to enjoy this one as well. Next I have Black Enough, and this is a series of short stories of being young and black in America by a lot of different authors, and it was edited by E.B. Zaboy. This includes people like Justina Ireland, Jason Reynolds, Nick Stone, Renee Watson, Brandy Colbert, Lamar Giles, J. Coles, Rita Williams Garcia. I'm definitely excited to pick this up. I may attempt to read this sooner than later and break it up and do like a story a day or something like that, because that's usually a really great way to read short story compilations, is like a story a day, just so you can make it through the book. So I may try to do that with this one. After that, I have The Summer of '69 by Todd Strasser. I thought that this was such an interesting book because I've never read a YA book that deals with Vietnam and what it was like growing up in the 60s. Our main character is just really consumed by just wanting to live his life, smoke, go to Woodstock, but then there's this chance that he might get drafted, so that's when he starts to panic. And I think that this might end up being a really interesting book. It's not something that I've ever seen a book to, but I just kind of done my own research for some lesser known YA titles that came out this year, and this one popped up. And this is actually based a little bit on the author's own experience growing up in the 60s and dealing with Vietnam. So this is definitely one too that I want to get to relatively soon. And the last book that I have here is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. This is his debut book. I've already read it. I think I just checked it out because I wanted to do a quick reread of it. I don't know why. I just wanted to reread it because happy feelings. I really enjoyed this book the first time that I did read it. Alright y'all, so that is it for my currently checked out library haul number 1. Like I said, I want to do these at least twice a month because I do check out so much from the library. So, you know, I probably will do one. I may end up doing another one next week depending upon what I have checked out, or I may wait until like the first week of December to do another one. But that's what I have checked out. If you use your library, let me know. If you have stuff checked out, let me know what you have checked out. I would love to hear about it in the comments below. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button, and I'll be back with another video soon. If you're interested in following me on social media, all the links will be down in the description box below.